Hey y'all, what's going on? It's Hunter Elliott. Hope you're doing well. This afternoon, I'm going over something that's a little different. Virtual shot. So within this box and an app that you download on your phone is a virtual shooting range. And it's going to work with handguns, rifles, scope rifles, airsoft, all that sort of thing. Now, I've got it set up here on my CZ SP01 Tactical. This is part of the rig here. It's also configurable. So this all changes. If you want to mount it to a rifle or a scope rifle, all this reconfigures to mount to that. But as you can see, I've got it configured here for my pistol. Now let's go over it, and then I'm going to show you kind of how this thing works. I think it's pretty ingenious. We've had it about 4 months now. I've played with it a whole lot. Candy's played with it some. There's a lot of things about it that I really do like, and there's a couple things about it that I don't love, and we're going to go over all that. But let's start off, how much this thing costs? Well, it's 150 bucks, and that includes subscription to the app. And that app that you're going to download on your phone, and I'm reading this off of my paper that I checked on the website. If it's an Android, it needs to be a 2019 or newer. And if it's an iPhone, it needs to be an iPhone 6 or newer. And that's because, as they explain on their website, the app requires a lot of processing power because it is a virtual range. As you move the gun, your view changes. And so it registers all that, all the processing power. The way this thing works is the microphone picks up the hammer falling, and that's what registers your shot. So it requires a lot of computing power, so you want to have a newer phone so that you make sure the app runs seamlessly when you're running it. Now, there is over 100 different ranges that you can use on this, as well as you can build your own range. A lot of stuff is just your basic square range. They've got some cool stuff like a Steel Challenge. They've got some IPSC style. They've got some cools like zombie games. They've got some combat simulators. They've even got hunting simulations. One of my favorite things is within the skills building. Here comes Corporal Buster. Hey, Corporal Buster. He's going to make sure I'm shooting you straight here. How you doing, buddy? Within the skills building part of the app, there's actually also a virtual class that you can take. One of the guys on there, he's an ex-Special Forces guy. He's teaching you through video some classes. One of the things that I didn't really love about this is all the instructions are through like animated video showing the different pieces and parts moving around, which is fine, but it's kind of at a fast pace, and so you've got to watch it or rewatch it and watch it again until you familiarize yourself with how it works. I would have liked to have not only that, but some photographs and a little bit of written instructions as well to go along with it, make it a little easier. But I mean, it wasn't a big deal, but that, if I had a gripe, it was probably that. This pistol, I have ensured it's clear, but this is probably my favorite part. This is when the app first loads. Now, you're going to have to pardon that orange cat hair that's on my phone, Buster, just deposited that. But here, you have a checklist that you have to go through and physically check off and hit continue before it'll let you load. When you've got your gun mounted to this and you're playing with it, it's a lot of fun, but after 5 or 6 minutes of holding your phone, the rig, the gun, all that out, your arms can get a little tired. But now I chose, like I said, to use this all steel SP01 Tactical because it's double action. So like if you're using a Glock or something, every time you pull the trigger, it's going to register the shot, but you're going to have to rack your slide. Whereas with this, a double action gun, you can just continue to run the range. And then of course, you have magazine capacity limits. So essentially when you run your gun dry, you have to dip the phone to reload. And then this is just a little C-clamp. Hold your phone in. It doesn't really take a lot of battery power. Candy and I pulled it up. We played with it for a while. Seems to run good. Now, as far as getting tired or whatever, when you've got it mounted on your rifle or you've got it mounted on your scope rifle on a bipod, yeah, that's not really an issue. But with handgun, yeah, it's a little bit of an issue after some time of holding all that out. Now, is it going to replace live fire? No. Is it as good as live fire? No. But it's certainly a tool that you can use that's going to help you hone your skill. It's another one of those things that you can do at home when it's raining. You're not expending any ammunition, and it's still allowing you to get out there and do good dry fire. That's essentially what you're doing, is doing good dry fire, and it keeps track of all that, as well as it's got an integrated shot timer. So if you are doing, like stuff on the timer, it's going to show you time on target, your splits, all that sort of stuff. And so I'm stressing to you that for $150 for an app and this rig here that configures to fit, rifles or handguns, to enhance your shooting skills without having to expend any ammo, in my opinion, with the class included, it's absolutely worth it. It's really cool, and because it is an app and they do update it, so it's constantly going to be improved upon and added to and changed, so it's probably not going to go out of style anytime in the near future. And that's really about all I got. Now, as always, there's going to be an article on rangehot.com. So if you're curious about this and you feel like I went over something a little quick or whatever, go to rangehot.com. But I'm also going to link to the website for Virtual Shot, because they got a really nice website. They've done a really professional presentation of the app. So if my video or article got you curious, I would encourage you to at least check out the link, go over there. Now, I'm not selling this thing. I'm not trying to make any money on it. I'm reviewing it for them. Doesn't matter to me where you go to the website, because I'm not making any money on this. But I did notice today when I was getting some information, their website had a 10% off. So from time to time, they do offer also some discounts. So go check out their website, see how they've got all that kind of configured. It's going to give you a really good idea of what you got going on, and then you can make your informed decision. But for me, yeah, it's pretty cool. I think it's great. As long as you understand, it is simply a really nice tool that you can include into your tool bag to help improve your shooting proficiency. So anyway, that's about all I got, y'all. I want you to take care of yourselves and each other. I look forward to seeing you at the virtual range.